Magic School Bus at the Waterworks, a scholastic book narrated by Stephanie and
Sydney.
okay. Our class really has bad luck. This year we got Miss Frizzle, the strangest teacher in school. We don't mind Miss Frizzle's strange dresses or her strange shoes. It's the way she acts that really gets us. Miss Frizzle makes us grow green mold on old pieces of bread. She makes us build clay models of garbage dumps, draw diagrams of plants and animals, and read 5 science books a week. See what all that says? How Mold Grows by Amanda Jane and Arnold. Listen, Arnold, it's learning to talk. Does that mean we'll get an A? Down, Liz. Parts of a plant. Leaves make energy from sunlight. Roots get food and drink from soil. Remember, trip to the waterworks tomorrow. Other classes go on trips to the zoo or even the circus. Guess where we went on our class trip? To the waterworks. And to get ready for the trip, Miss Frizzle made us spend a whole month in the library. We had to find out exactly how our city gets water, down to the last drop. We also had to collect 10 interesting facts about water. In the parking lot, the old school bus was waiting. To our surprise, there was no bus driver. Instead, the Frizz herself was behind the wheel. At the end of the block, the bus went into a dark tunnel. When we came out, something amazing had happened. The bus looked a lot different. We looked different too. Everyone was wearing a scuba diving outfit, even Miss Frizzle. Miss Frizzle was the only one who didn't seem to notice the change. She just drove on in the middle of a bridge. In the middle of a bridge, the bus started going up in the air. It went right up into a cloud. Then Miss Frizzle did the weirdest thing ever. She told everybody to get off the bus. She told everybody to get out of the bus. The kids didn't want to go, but Frizzy threatened to give extra homework if we didn't. Some kids stuck their heads out of the clouds and looked down. There were mountains down there, and the clouds were going higher every minute. It was getting colder, too, all around us. Drops of water began to form, and as the drops got bigger, we got smaller. Before long, each kid was the size of a raindrop. In fact, each kid was in a raindrop. The drops began to fall. Miss Frizzy's class was raining. We fell into a clear mountain stream and began flowing down the mountainside. In no time, we reached the reservoir that holds water for our city. We were going in the water purification system. This class trip was not so boring after all. The water in the reservoir was pretty dirty. We were covered with dirt and mud. Follow me to the mixing basin, shouted Miss Frizzle. In the mixing basin, a clumping substance called alum was added to the water. The alum formed globs, and all the dirt and mud stuck to the globs. See how that works? "Onto the settling basin," ordered the Frizz. There the globs sank to the bottom and the clean water flowed to the top. Now we're on our way to the filter. This was the sand and gravel filter that takes out any impurities still in the water. We were impurities. We couldn't get through. Luckily, Miss Frizzle showed us a special way around the filter. When the water came out of the filter, it was sparkling clear. In the pipe from the filter in a storage tank, a chemical called chlorine was added to the water. Chlorine kills any remaining disease or germs. A trace of fluoride was also added to keep kids from getting so many cavities. The water had come all the way through the purification system. We thought our class trip was over, but Frizzle had other ideas. "Everybody into the storage tank," she shouted. Before we knew what was happening, we were whooshed out of the tank and into a pipe that carries water to our city. Then we went into water mains, the pipes that run under the city streets. A smaller pipe carried us to a building. We went up into the pipes in the walls. When a 7th grader turned on a faucet in the girls' bathroom, we came splashing out. The building was our school. We were back. We were our regular size again. We were dressed in normal clothes again, except for Miss Frizzle, of course. Back in the classroom, Miss Frizzle acted as if nothing strange had ever happened. She started feeding the class lizard and she put us to work right away. We had to make a chart showing how water gets into the homes and buildings in our city. When Arnold drew a picture of a kid inside a raindrop, Miss Frizzle said, "Where did you get these crazy ideas, Arnold?" Later that day, we saw the old bus in the parking lot. How did that get there? Did we only imagine going through the water supply system? Would we ever really find out what happened? The last time I saw that bus, I think it was in a cloud. I think. Miss Frizzle says we'll be studying volcanoes next. This all makes us feel a little nervous. After all, with a teacher like Miss Frizzle, anything can happen. That was by Stephanie and Sydney. Here we are. We've narrated a few books. Check out our other books. Subscribe to us, and we're going to keep them coming.